Okay, let's do problem 6 of 5. Here we're given an integer array representing flowers in a flower bed, and we need to plant n number of flowers. There is one rule that we can't plant if there are any flower in adjacent plots. So first thing we need to do is, well, we need to check if n is 0, because if n is 0, we can just return true, happy days. Return true. Otherwise, we need to look through a flower bed, and there are a couple of things to check. We need to check, obviously, if the current plot is empty. If the first one is empty, we need to check if the left one is empty. But if it's the first one, there is no left. So by checking the Worth-through exception, so we need to check if it's the first one or the left one is empty. Likewise, we need to check if it's the last one or the right one is empty. So we're going to do that in a loop. For int I equals 0, I is less than flower bed dot length I plus plus. So we are going to put those three conditions. If flower bed dot I is equal to 0, and then we need to check two more, so I'm going to put that in brackets. If it's the first one, if I equals 0, or flower bed I minus 1 is equal to 0. And we also need to check if it's the last one, if I equals flower bed dot length minus 1 or flower bed I plus 1 is equal to 0. If that satisfies, we can plant a flower, and then we can actually exit early if we plant the flower before the end of the loop. So if minus minus n equals 0, we can return true. However, if this doesn't get called, meaning that even by the end of the loop we still have a remaining flower, we just return false. Okay, let's run the test. Okay, let's submit. Alright. Okay, so it's essentially doing the same thing. That's it.